Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Cemetery Files. I'm your host, Jay Hill, with
Kelly Shaffer from K2PN.
Nice. So, we're, excuse me, having a little bit of delay issues with Restream. I'm going to have to reach out to them soon and try to figure this out because I really don't want to have to switch back to StreamYard, which is what I did before. But, anyways, I digress. So,
You
today we have,
digress.
it's my favorite word.
I like
Um,
digress.
Yeah. So actually, today we are doing a little bit of a discussion on mediumship, and we're doing
Mhm.
some live readings with yours truly. So hopefully, we get some people in the chats. So I know that there was probably one person that was trying to come through, um, but I was trying to be patient.
Yeah, you had people in your waiting room, didn't you?
I did actually. I a couple nights ago. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. So, um, let's see.
Oh, we've got one viewer.
One viewer.
One
All
viewer.
right. So we were talking a little bit earlier, and we decided that we had some really we always have really good conversations.
Yeah, we do. We
Yeah,
really
we do.
do. Yeah.
So we were
Interesting
talking.
where they go.
Yeah, we were we were talking a little bit about mediumship and some of the reasons why there are some people out there in the world that either are afraid of mediums or mediumship, people who practice this or whatnot. Um, it's to each his own.
Hmm.
People, if they don't
Yeah.
like it, they don't like it. That's fine. But
Yeah.
that can go with anything. That can go with, going to, Walmart or some other grocery store that you don't like. You know what I mean? So
Right.
to each his own, but there are some misconceptions on mediumship, and there are some people that think that being a medium and being psychic is an evil thing, and it goes against God's will, and it goes against a lot of different things. Well, to tell the truth is that I know that the gifts that I have and the gifts that I use, I know that I have a very strong relationship with Christ and God, and as a whole, and I cannot even imagine not knowing where my gifts came from. But my gifts I know are from the heavens. I know that I have a reason why I do the things that I do, and I'm confident in that. Now there are many people out there that don't believe that. That's fine. You can not believe it. That's your choice. But there are some people that do believe it. There are some people out
Hmm.
there that need that closure, or they need that connection. So, having said that, you know, I I'm open to a lot of different points of view from a lot of different people. I'm not afraid of talking about my gifts. I'm not afraid of talking about, connecting with the deceased to anybody. But
Hmm.
um, I have to be confident enough in knowing what I'm telling you, because if I was not confident in my gifts and confident in discussing a message coming from the other side, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So
Right.
it's just a matter of, those, there's certain people that just who don't understand it are usually afraid of it, and
Hmm.
it is what it is. I mean, there's some things that I'm not, sure about, or that I'm, curious about, but you know, bashing people for their beliefs is not something that I do. And you want to be, whatever religion you are, Buddhist, whatever, that it doesn't matter. I mean, it leads to the same entity, the higher power, the God, whatever you believe in
Well,
that light.
I look at it this way. We're all going to die.
Right.
What does it matter what we believe?
Hmm. Right. And I think that a lot of it has to do too with once we get to the other side, that a lot of things that we were worried about on this side really don't matter.
No.
I mean, I think that it's just the things, the lives that we do and or we live, and the decisions that we make are small potatoes compared to once you go to the other side and you realize, okay, so there's you could spend your whole life asking you why for this and why that, but once you get to the other side, it's kind of like, yeah, crossing another light, you'll find the answers that you're looking for,
Hmm.
and it's not as our worries here are minuscule to the thoughts that that God has and all these plans, and it's just, yeah. I mean, we spend so much time of worrying about where's my, you know, who's gonna make me mad at work, or who's gonna do this, or am I gonna be able to get this job? I'm gonna, have enough faith in yourself that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're on the right path, and not worry about what everybody else is doing. It's just
Right.
there's too many worry out there, and I don't know. We've all had our own share of worries and cares, but that's just part of being human and part of you know being on Earth. That we just this is what we do. We experience life, and the one thing that I've always said, and being who I am, um, I don't like dealing with life on life's terms. It's just I wish it was on my own terms. you know.
Well, it can be. I mean, life can be on your own terms.
Yeah, to a certain
My life's on my own
right, to a
terms
certain
to a certain
to a
extent.
certain extent. Right. I mean, there's certain things that you don't have any control. People like to control their environment, and
Hmm.
when if you can control your environment, it makes people feel a little bit more comfortable and this and that. But picture when somebody invites you to go onto a lake, onto a boat, and it's their boat, it's their place. You have no
Right.
control over that environment because of the fact that they control the boat,
Hmm.
so, and that's kind of scary to people, you know
Yeah.
and I had that experience where somebody invited me on a boat not too long ago, and I didn't want to go out because I didn't feel like getting burnt to a crisp, but but there again, it goes back to that. People just, if you can't control your environment around you, it's a scary thing. People want to be in control, and
Right.
then that's okay. It's how you're in control and how you affect others, that you know how others are affected by you trying to be in control in certain things. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
yeah, I see that we have three viewers, but I
Woohoo!
haven't seen anybody chime in on the chats yet. I mean, so if
No.
somebody wants to chime in on the chats,
Hey, maybe give a description of the people that you have in your waiting room.
okay.
That might like help people join.
Well, the one that came through, well, when I was sitting here, he was kind of getting impatient, um, and I think that it's uh, an older gentleman, big and kind of burly. I get like he was a truck driver, and I think he passed away from a heart attack, because, and I really, strongly advise my spirit guides not to really do this, but I actually felt I had like chest pains, and I know it wasn't me because I don't have any really major heart issues or anything like that. So it was just weird, and as soon as I had that, I thought he came to my mind. So if there's somebody out there that can relate to this, because yeah, he is kind of getting impatient, but I have to be patient, you know. I mean, it's the best way to describe it, you know. But let's see here.
I'm not seeing chat over here.
I
Did you?
have it. There's for
Oh,
some
there it is.
reason
Got it. Got it.
you got it now.
Yeah, I got it. It was turned off on my side. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have anybody in the chat yet.
Mm-mm. No. So we can still keep discussing,
Yeah.
certain things. So one thing that
Do you, do you want to go into do you want to go into the other side of this where you're a Christian and I'm not?
You can if
My
you want.
beliefs are different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a pagan, and I follow a druid path. Um, and I believe that we came to this earth with the plan already in place, and we signed up for everything that happens to us, and we actually, for only signing up for it, that's our only control. The rest of it, we just have to go through life and play the cards that are dealt to us, and do the best we can to be the best person that we are.
Mm-hmm.
um, so I think that it doesn't matter what other people believe for me, because I know what I believe.
Right.
And I've spent an entire lifetime literally trying to make myself like other people. And I knew all along that I was different. So I have my own belief system, and you can razz me for that or not, and I'm perfectly fine with it because I'm very comfortable in my own skin.
Right. Right. And that's another thing too is there's a lot of people like I said, like I went back to you before and talking a little bit about how people who are scared of things they don't understand,
Hmm.
and it kind of comes down to what you're comfortable with. And there are some people that probably, even listening to this later or whatever, are not going to feel comfortable with what you just said. But
Right.
if you
Yeah.
it only if you take the time to research it, or to, if you're not interested in it, that's fine too. I mean,
Hmm.
that's another thing that just like you said, I mean, we're not trying to force our beliefs or anything down anybody's throat just because
Yeah.
of the fact that, that's, I truly
Thank
believe,
you, Matt.
I truly believe that, you know, everybody, like Matt just said, um, you know, if you have an opinion about something, that's your opinion. Everybody has one. That's
Hmm.
fine. And if you're
Yeah.
afraid of it, or if you don't like what the other person's talking about, don't listen to it. You know,
No, you don't have to.
right? But for those people that are out there that are interested in like the mediumship and what you were talking about with being, a druid, and
Hmm.
practicing that, you know, hit us up, let us know. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll be happy to, answer any questions that anybody has. You know,
And my path is different from anybody else's path who might have the same descriptor of themselves.
right?
It's and it doesn't it may I walk my path with others that are like-minded,
Hmm.
but if I don't, I don't.
Right,
I'm happy with that.
right, right. Yeah, and that's another thing too. I mean, we're all on our own path, and you know, nobody's path is the same. It can look similar, but it's not the same.
Hmm.
You know,
Yep.
but it's
Yep.
it's about respect. It's about the love for your fellow man, and
Yeah.
respect everybody. I sense energies, and I know, Kelly, that you do too.
I do
There's
too. Yeah.
certain excuse me. There's certain people that I've run into in my lifetime that you run into them, and their energies are just way off the charts, to the point where
Oh
it's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, and it's not a
You
good
need to
feeling.
leave my presence
Right,
now.
right,
That's usually what it
right,
ends
right.
up being.
And not knowing, and not being judgmental, but not knowing where they're,
No.
where they're at in their life, and this and that. I would give them the respect that they deserve. That saying, hey, whatever your energy is, whatever you're going through, that's you. And if it's something that I can help with, that's great. But there's some people that I can't approach or get near, because the simple fact that it would it would kind of like interfere with me. And I've ran
Hmm.
into some of those people, even where I've worked at. That I would have to. I can only take certain people in doses. You ever heard that? When you
Right.
talk to somebody and their acquaintance or a friend, and it's like, oh yeah, it's great to talk to you, but you can only do it for so much.
Right.
you know, because after about 10 minutes, you're drained. Or you're
Yeah.
you're kind of just, oh my gosh, what just
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Usually the energies that I have problems being around are the energies that are still stuck in what I call the world,
Hmm.
where they're constantly chasing that dollar bill, and they're just looking at they don't look inside themselves. They don't look at where they're going. There's no introspection or introspective at all. It's usually people that are like that are not awakened that I need to step away from, because quite frankly, I don't want to participate in that energy ever again in my life. I spent, God, when did I start working in a corporate situation? When I was 17. And I think I left when I was 57, 58. So nearly 40 years in the corporate world.
Right.
And once I found a life that was outside of that and started looking at where I was and where I was going and what I was being shown by my guides and spirits, that it's unreal. I can't believe that I spent that long in that kind of a world.
Right. And it was a personal choice. You know. And Matt, when you were he said must be fate.
Oh, Matt, we could have a great discussion.
Right. It must be fate, because I'm planning on speaking about this topic this week on my show again. So yeah. Anybody who doesn't know who Matt Barron is, he's another podcaster. Put your podcast name of your show up there, and then I'll be able to put it up here so that I can let everybody know. He's got a great show, and we've been hit and miss and trying to be on. He's been wanting me to come on his show, but I work in a private country club, so I'm a cook, so I am working all week, and today's my only day off, and I get to spend it cleaning
with me.
Yeah, and okay, so yeah, he said you guys would love my rants. Paraverse podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yep. So if you want to check out another cool podcast, it's the Paraverse podcast. Yes, most definitely. It's a really cool show. He's had great guests on there, and yeah, one of these times I'm going to hop on there.
Okay, so you remember last week when I think it was one of our phone calls, you told me that, well, actually 2 people have told me that my house kind of is like a way station for people, where for spirits, and they come through and they stay and they pass, and some days are more active than others, but you said last week that somebody had decided that they wanted to stay for a while. Well, Gary's still here.
Okay.
And I'd really like him to stop standing in doorways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's where he likes
to watch.
Yes. I know.
He just flipping watches.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Did you research him at all?
I couldn't find anything.
He's from the 1950s. I don't know if he lived in that area. I don't know if he's.
I think that's the time period that he felt most comfortable in. And that's where he may have died a very old man, but he's appearing to me as a younger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's usually how it goes. So, and Matt, you're welcome.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, we'll shout you out anytime we can.
Yeah. Every time we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm an idiot with a bit. I love that.
He says I'm an idiot with a big mouth.
You and I have to meet. We can be big mouths together.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's with him there, like I said, it was what maybe wasn't your house per se, but it was around there. It was close to it that I think that he lived. And
well, one thing you have to realize is the street that my house is on used to be a main thoroughfare between Portland, Tennessee, and a little community up a little bit north of me called Mitchellville. So it used to be the main thoroughfare for people to get between the two. So I don't know where he could possibly be from. It could be Portland, it could be Mitchellville, it could be somewhere anywhere in Tennessee. Yeah, he's just standing there. He just watches. That's it. He gives no information. He just watches.
Is there Gainesville?
Yes, Gainsborough.
Oh shoot!
Did he? that might be something to check out.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing on Friday.
Yeah.
Where's my calendar? On Friday, I moved my office around, so everything's moved. On Friday, I'm doing the Gaines House in Gainesboro, Tennessee, which is the oldest remaining house that was used as a Civil War hospital. So that's going to be a
I
fun
would really like to
investigation.
go there too. That's like 8 hours from me.
Come on down.
Yeah.
I got lots of room.
Yeah, that'd be a great time. Anything with the Civil War is.
Oh yeah, I'm all over it if it's Civil War.
Right.
It's one of my favorite periods in history. I'm starting to edge into the 1700s, but when it comes to the mid 1800s, I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
Between the West and the Oregon Trail,
right,
and the Civil War, I'm all over it.
Right. So it seems like, we've got 3 people in the chats, which is fine. If anybody, wants a reading, if you think that you want to post, say, yeah,
We
I
got
would
4
like,
now.
we got 4. Okay. Post in the chats, and if I'm led to you, then that's the way it's supposed to be. But, and it's not a science. So if it doesn't happen, nobody wants a reading, that's fine. We'll just talk amongst ourselves and, and
yeah, we decided that was I mean, we're sitting on the phone. I mean, I think we spent 2 hours on the phone at one point, just blabbing.
Yeah. We had great conversations.
But it's those conversations. Yeah, the conversations are just, they're all over the place, and who knows who might want to hear them.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, talking a little bit about your guest in your house.
Gary,
yeah. I think that I only see one in that house. I just think
he's the only one here.
Yeah, I just think that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you knew when I bought the house, I did not want to live in another haunted house. I've already done 3.
Right.
I don't need to wake up and see things. I wanted something that was my respite, my peace and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And it had nobody in it. Nobody died in this house. There was an older woman that lived here for years and years and years and years, and she passed away in a nursing home, and she's not come back, except she may have come back on Mother's Day, but I'm not sure about that one. That one was an interesting day.
Right.
But yeah, Gary's the only one here right now.
Yeah. So I speaking of the deceased, the trucker's getting really antsy. So I'm just gonna, whatever message I'm gonna try to get from him, I'm just gonna explain it.
Just put it out there.
And if anybody can,
it could be that somebody will listen to this
right.
That's why needed to hear it.
So, like I said, he passed away of a heart attack. He was on the road when it happened.
Oh gosh, I hope it didn't.
No, I think it was when he was parked. I think I'm not sure, but
on his downtime.
The message I'm getting.
It's a girl. He wants to talk to a girl.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's a woman. Well, no, it's a girl.
It's not girl.
It's not his wife. It's like his daughter.
Right. Somebody's supposed to be getting married soon or something. That he's there with her. He just wants her to be okay with that decision of, make sure you know what you're doing and follow your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, that's all I got. That's all I got to say. I mean, seriously. I mean, he's yeah.
Dude,
I mean, basically, basically, it was
like, that's all you want.
Yeah, no, yeah. Basically, it was because of the fact that he wants her to make the right decision in this marriage, and she's, if she's having thoughts about it or whatever, but it's basically, follow your heart, and and I'm there with you, and this and that, and everything happens for a reason. And he's very to the point.
Does he like the guy?
That's why he keeps saying follow your heart.
Oh, he doesn't like the guy.
And I don't know if he doesn't like him, but he's just I think it's it's if it's his little girl, then
He knows he has.
she can do better or something like that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? But
yeah,
that's something where he's being supportive of her. And that if she
yeah.
at that one point I'm getting that I can hear maybe her saying that my father would not approve of this gentleman or this man or whatever, but he's letting her know that it's okay if this is what you want and you have to follow your heart. And you know yeah, it's not a matter of you can't do that. I mean, usually when spirits haven't crossed over into the light, they usually and they have a different vocabulary. Okay,
Hmm.
they're more or less like telling you not to do something or don't be stupid. You know what I mean? It's just more like this is a loving. He may not have the patience. He's still working on his patience, I guess. So he can. But yeah, he's like telling her follow your heart. If it's something you think you have, if this is where your heart is, then he will support it. You know,
Hmm.
but that's her decision. He wants to know that that is he's always supported her, even when he was on the road or wasn't around a lot. So and then he's turned around and left. He's like, okay, that's it.
He's okay. Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Adios. Bye bye.
Right, right. Um, I got the sister. She's what?
See an older woman
Yeah, she was first.
with like curly gray hair, like they
Mm-hmm.
usually have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what she's doing.
I don't know either. Um, but I think it's
Maybe she's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
right. Um, People, if you can connect to any of this, feel free to chime in the chats. Don't be shy. I mean, it's it's all right. I see that lady, that sister lady. She's jumping up and down, kind of like pick me.
Oh,
You know?
she was cute.
Yeah. Uh huh.
She was very
Uh
cute.
huh. Yeah. So there is a sister. There is. I keep hearing the word sister. So um she's like okay. Um, she's so happy for her sister. She's so happy that she decided to make a decision to make a move. She moved. Like it was out of her comfort zone. She's so happy. She's very supportive of her, and she loves her to pieces. And I guess this lady got a dog, and she's really excited about the dog. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, she's like, I'm so happy that you're moving on, you're changing your life, you're doing the things that you wanted to do, and I'm always there with you, and it's awesome. And she's talking a mile a minute, and she's she says something about their dad. Dad's gonna be okay. Dad is okay. Um,
Is the father passed?
I don't know. I don't know. She said it so fast. I'm not sure. Oh no, no, he's
Hmm.
still living. She says he's
Okay.
fine. He's fine. She's so excited for her sister. I mean, like just like beyond excited. So she's evidently started this lady has started something new, a new job or something, or and moved. I want to say far away or someplace where she wouldn't normally move to, but she's her other sister. Were you twins? No, no, no. She says
No, they were not
no,
twins.
no.
They were not
She
twins.
says no,
No.
no, 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 no. We were just really close. Okay, that's understandable. I got that.
And you said when we were talking about her earlier, you said that she passed away of breast cancer,
Breast cancer or some type of cancer.
some type of
Yeah,
cancer.
yeah. I get lymph cancer, lymph node cancer.
Yeah, breast cancer can go into the lymph
Yeah,
nodes.
yeah. It's like a lymphoma.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, let's see. Um,
Gary's gone into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think he went to go see what the dog's doing.
She's like showering like kisses constantly, saying, you know, and that's really basically what she wanted to say. But she wanted to say that I'm with you and I love you, I support you, and I'm so happy for you, and you know, and she just thanked, and she's waving by, and so it was not a
So is she showing you a picture of her sister though?
no.
What's she look like? Does she have dark brown hair or blonde hair?
It's brownish.
Okay.
Kind of like your color, but
I was gonna say.
yeah. So, but yeah, the lady that was giving the message, she was like I said, I see her in a summer dress, and she's sometimes with a hat. It's kind of like a summer hat, but not necessarily. It's like on
It's
off.
a floppy hat.
Yeah.
Floppy
Yes,
hat.
yes.
It's like a floppy sun hat kind of thing.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
So,
and it's a funny hat. It's a hat that is. She chose it because it was weird.
Right. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was weird, and she didn't give give a rat's butt if anybody else liked it.
Right.
It's kind of like my hat.
Yeah. And she's just so happy.
One of these days, I'm going to come on with my hat on.
Yeah. So yeah, but she wanted to give that message to her sister that this is the support, that she's there and she's so excited for her and that she deserves it. So okay. All right.
Well, we got 4 people. I'm hoping that maybe one of them might blend with
somebody. But that's okay.
Yeah.
The grandma lady hanging clothes on the clothesline, I still don't have anything. I just have a picture of this lady in glasses, and it's in the summertime, like she's hanging clothes on a clothesline, and she's not really interacting. It's just something I get, and like she's happy wherever she's at. This old lady used to put clothes on a clothesline. It was kind of like a farm type place, and that's where she was happy, and that she is happy. So I don't know exactly how that all transcends, but okay. As far as the tall gentleman that came to me yesterday, he's saying, no, she's not noticing. It's a she that he wants to talk to. She's not noticing. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's not noticing. So
that's sad.
It is. But it happens. You know, I mean, sometimes spirits they can't always get the sitter, what we call the mediums call sitters. You know, sometimes when spirits try to interact and try to lead them to get a message, it doesn't always happen that way because we have free will, we have free choice, we can do what we want, and sometimes we just overlook or don't pay attention. But you know, like I'm sure that I'll see him again.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got 4 people in here. Anybody
need a connection?
Anybody need a connection? Or with anything that I've said with the 2 that have come through?
You can always try and go get my grandmother. She'd love it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, she's just too funny.
Yeah. So, like we talked about before, you know, it could be just, you know, that somebody on an audio file can hear it and connect. But you know, the gentleman, the trucker, the older gentleman, he was also an uncle, so maybe it might be a niece that he was talking to too, but it was a younger female. So, yeah, I don't necessarily always get names. I usually kind of focus on the message or the description of the person. So it's easier when I'm talking to the person, the sitter, it's a little bit
Hmm.
more easier to get a name.
Well, yeah, you can pick up on the energy of that
Right,
person
right.
and the remaining energy
Mm-hmm.
of their loved one as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because we in our DNA we carry the energy of our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the reason why I love trains.
Right,
All I had so many train workers in my lineage.
right.
That's why I like fishing. I had fishermen
You like to fish?
in Scott. I love to fish.
I haven't fished in years, man. It's
Yeah,
been at least 5
I
years.
love fishing.
And I
It's so
live
much.
right by
It's
a lake,
relaxing. Yeah,
several lakes. So,
yeah. And so
hmm,
yeah, fishing. Yeah, where'd that come in? Oh yeah, why I like fishing. Yeah, my family. Part of my family is from Aberdeen, Scotland.
yeah,
Aberdeenshire, Scotland, and yeah. So
yeah,
they're all there's a statue dedicated to them. And they're all fishermen.
yeah. I have a lineage on my grandmother, my dad's mom, her side, all the way back to Scotland,
Yeah.
where we came from the Anderson clan, I think it was.
I'm Con, and it is or can Conan, yeah, Conan, and it is a sept of the Gordon clan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Anderson that was on the moniker that I looked up, but my distant relative, 15th century relative, actually guarded um, King James, who wrote
Oh,
the King
nice,
James Bible. Yeah,
nice.
yeah, his scholars that did that. Yeah,
Yeah, my one of my ancestors fought with Bruce.
nice.
Hmm.
So we have some Scottish history.
We have Scottish history, and
Nice.
it's a very the thing I love about the Scottish is and just that whole northern area, including uh, Ireland, they just
Hmm.
seem to have a greater connection to spirit than what you find in the Americas.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think that people in the old world are more at ease with spirits than we are here in the United States.
Hmm. Yeah, and America's a young continent, anyways.
Well, they're finding. They just read. I read a newspaper article yesterday, I believe it was, that they found some artifacts on in the Pacific Northwest that show that humans were there 18,000 years ago.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we're not that quite a young of a nation, maybe with the white people, but
Hmm.
the those that were here before us, the natives, and those
Right,
that called this land home, they've
right.
been here for a very, very long time.
Hmm. Well, I also want to put out there too that if anybody can relate to the two people that came through already, if you can relate to it, if you know
We
for a
have
fact that
five
that's
now.
that's who I'm talking about or whatever, you can either post in the chats or you can send me an email. You can find the link on it's spiritualrealms0101 at gmail.com, or you can send us a message on Facebook or something like that and say,
Hmm.
yeah, I think that's. And if it's somebody that I think that is who you were supposed to be talking to, then maybe we could set something up to where it can be a little bit more of a longer reading or
I will
something like
pop
that.
over to. I'm going to pop over. I'm going to pop over to Facebook and get on there so I can get the any messages that we might have.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over there right now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Take a
So
look.
anybody wants to send a message or whatnot, some people, don't feel that comfortable posting in chats. That's totally fine too. You could
Hmm.
send me a discreet email or whatnot. You could check out our page on Facebook at Cemetery Files. And please do go follow the Cemetery Files. We are still trying to grow our audience, and we
And
appreciate,
find our niche.
yeah, right? And we're very appreciative of all the supporters that we've had on Instagram, which we've got over 500 now, which is really nice. And we'll also have um, stuff going on Facebook. I also have us showed up live on Twitter,
Hmm.
so anybody that wants to chime in on Twitter can do that as well. You can follow Studio 6 Productions, so yeah, we're connected with that as well. I
Have we
also,
talked about our investigation at the end of the month yet?
we haven't, because we haven't got all the information.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we kind of want, I really would like to do that, but if I would have had the information, I would have liked to do that.
Okay.
But,
All right.
but it's going to be a cool investigation. And I will
It is.
say that it's an old theater from the 1920s. And
And
that is going to be awesome.
and we will be in the same location doing the live show.
Right. We'll be interviewing some people, hopefully, and then we will be doing a live show there. And hopefully we can get it to where we can get this live investigation on there too, so that people could see it. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. I mean,
it will be. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's only an hour from my house.
And it's an adventure for me. Yay!
Yeah. I'm in Wisconsin, and Kelly is in Tennessee. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a gap, but she likes to travel, so I'll let her travel. Go ahead.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yep, I absolutely love it. It's so much fun. I really enjoy it over here on the East Coast, because I never lived on the East Coast. I've never lived on the South. I spent all my life on the West Coast. And now that I'm over here, this country's, oh God, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I drove across the United States from Portland, Oregon to Portland, Tennessee, and it was one of the best trips I'd ever done in my life.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be listening to the radio or listening to a podcast or something like that, and I spent all of the time in the car alone with my thoughts, with my feelings, with everything that I was going through, and I arrived in Tennessee with so much more health and stability and strength than I could have ever done if I'd done it any differently.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I get it.
But yeah, I love traveling. It's one of my favorite things. One of these days I'll be right.
You need to just. We need that billionaire or millionaire that loves paranormal.
I know. Right? I got lottery tickets.
Oh, so good.
Maybe
good.
I'll be that millionaire.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody out there that wants to support.
If you want to support a paranormal team and a podcast team, then go for it. Yeah, we're more than happy to give you a list of items that we need and would like to have.
Yeah, I have a GoFundMe page actually set up for the Studio 6 Productions page for the documentary that I'm hopefully going to incorporate with the show, and even in if possible, my other show. But it's just basically going to be investigations and podcast interviews and kind of like a real documentary on what it's like to do both, and all the traveling and the great people that we run into. But yeah, so it's Studio 6 Productions. You can go over to GoFundMe, look that up, and yeah, it's not a lot I'm asking for, but I just need it for the equipment and the travel, and just to get.
Jay tells me I'm going to be on TV. I don't want to be on TV. I just want to be. Can I be the producer? Can I be the producer and be behind the scenes, and maybe I can get a stand-in.
You don't need a body double. So, yeah.
All right, fine. So, anybody else coming through into your waiting room?
No.
No, nobody.
Nope, nobody. And just
Gary left, and it's like everything left. I should probably
right.
I should probably get some patchouli.
My screen, both of my screens just went black.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they came back on, but I mean, it was like
they blipped.
Yeah, they went black, and then I'm like, okay. And this is kind of the reason why I have a GoFundMe page, because my computer system that I use for the podcast is on its last leg.
Yeah, and mine's good.
Yeah, and it's like I still have an older tower, and yeah, I have to restart my computer a couple different times to get it to work. So yeah, so like I said, anybody that's willing to give to help, us with our and mine and Kelly's, the whole production for the documentary, the paranormal documentary, that would be great. And I don't
Yeah.
really like to do that, but in times like this when you're trying to do what you want to do that you love to do, sometimes it takes a little bit more money than people have. And if
Right.
people want to be and I put in there too that, anybody that wants to be part of it, like with the names, I put any contributors or, backers or whoever, financial people that want to help, I will include your name in the ending credits or in the beginning or wherever. Or if you want to be, you know, like a part of it where you're an investigator, you have this love for the paranormal, I can incorporate that. I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's not all about me. And it's not. It's about the paranormal. It's about doing a documentary the right way. It's about,
It-
trying to be able to incorporate that truth and the history and the actual truth. You know what I mean?
and that goes
So,
right along with what I've always been wanting to do is I've wanted to show people the truth about what it is to be a paranormal investigator. I mean,
right,
I joke about the fact that we sit in the dark and wait for things to happen. That's
right,
basically it.
and that's true. I mean, and having that incorporated in a documentary too, and letting people know that this is what we do and this is the
Yeah.
sacrifices we
It's
do, and we're away from our home, or we're
yeah.
it's just a lot of people don't, they watch it, which is fine. They watch it on TV and they have it in an hour format or 30-40 minutes or whatever, and then all this stuff, but it happens usually over an 8 to 10 hour time period, or
Right.
even a 6 hour time period. It just
Yeah.
depends, so.
I'm too old to do the investigations that long anymore.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Oh
my gosh. I
man.
I just got offered to do an
Uh,
investigation of a big building from 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. And I was like, as awesome as that would be, I do not have the energy for a
I could only do
14
that.
hour investigation. Yeah,
I'd only be able to do that if I had a bed that I could go sleep in for a few hours.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, it would just be, and I like with Project Fear, where they would stay, and those guys,
Hmm.
they would stay and overnight in a sense. That's one thing. You know what I mean? I mean, they're
Right.
young, and they have though that vigor and drive and all that. We're
Yeah.
old. I
I'm
don't
older
have.
than you
I
are.
I know I don't have that. We're both over
I
50, so
don't have it. I
yeah.
mean, I would love to be able to do that again. I really would, but
Well,
I would
yeah,
have to have a
yeah.
place that I could go and rest and,
Like the Stanley Hotel. That way you have a place to stay in a hotel room.
and then I walk out of the hotel door and here comes the little girls on the bikes. Yeah, that would
Right,
work.
yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the
it's just
Stanley would be okay. I'd do the Stanley. I mean, we
yeah,
could do, yeah, there's all kinds of ones that I would do.
I've been to Stanley a couple times and had quite a few experiences, even with the tour that I did by myself when me and a friend of mine walked around, and I
We could go
yeah,
do the one that really got me. We could go back over, and you'd like that because it's in the Western history stuff.
what?
We could go back to Mokulumee Hill and Hotel Leisure.
Oh, see, and it's
We could go chase down that doppelganger.
yeah, I've ran into a couple doppelgangers in investigations. It's not fun.
No, it is not.
Mm-mm, no.
Nope, they are. Yeah, I'd be going in there with some really heavy duty protection.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Hmm.
Yeah, but some of the places like you were talking, like down in um, like the Civil War era,
Virgin, yeah, civil,
you know what I
yeah.
mean. Some of those places I would love to walk, just to walk the grounds and
Well,
um,
next year I am going to Gettysburg. The
okay.
Gettysburg Paracon that just happened last weekend.
I know I
I
was
am
supposed to go
going
there this year.
next
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
Next year we just have to put it on there and we have to work towards it because that's yep, we're going.
that's a huge one.
Hmm.
Well, the one we're going to in October 7th is a very big one as well.
Yeah, that one's going to be really
Real
fun.
big. Yep. Yep.
Really fun. I can't wait to meet everybody.
Mhm. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. But Yeah, I had an idea. Well, I think I like sent something to some network. I don't know who it was, but talking about taking the show on tour to do investigations and interviews and stuff like that. And kind of like we were talking about the documentary, but
Hmm.
I would love to be able to have like being in a haunted location and then being able to interview somebody else or another team in another haunted location and see
Hmm.
how that meshes. That
Hmm.
would be really cool.
Oh
Me
yeah.
being where I used to do my other show in a haunted hotel, and that was fun in itself. I mean, it's just that's kind of where it's at. Although I will have to say, be careful when you go to a haunted locations if you're doing any type of work, like any type of documentary or even the podcast or whatever. Be you can expect your equipment to malfunction.
Oh yes.
When I first started this, when I first started my other show 3 years ago, in this haunted hotel or this spirited hotel, sorry. Um, yeah, my computer would shut off a couple different times. And it happened probably after the second or third episode. I finally said out loud, "Okay, guys, you got to stop because I'm trying to do something here. I don't want my computer to keep shutting off or any malfunctions. I'm peaceful. I'm here. I'm hanging out. We're having a good time. We're not, you know." And then after that, it stopped. You know, then my computer worked fine. I didn't have an issue. So yeah, it took them a while to kind of get used to me. They're like, "Who's this guy?" You know,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
you know. But
There's something in my office making noise. I thought it was the dog, and she's not here.
huh?
I might have a spirit animal around.
Gary's going through your papers. I know I left that here somewhere.
Gary. Gary. I kind of hope Gary hangs around because he's fun.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind that I call him Gary.
Oh, did you remember when I told you about writing something on a piece of paper?
Oh, you like automatic writing?
No, when you write something on a piece of paper, like a
Oh, yeah, I haven't done
question.
that. No, I haven't done that yet.
Oh,
No.
you need to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
For
been very
anybody who doesn't
involved with.
know, this is something new that I think that would be a good idea was if you're trying to communicate with spirits in a haunted location for any teams out there, anybody that investigates, um, write something on a piece of paper, a question or something, and put it on a table or put it someplace where it can be seen and
Mhm.
see if you can get a response, an audible response on one of your devices or something, or even if it's, you know, the paper moves or whatever, just see what happens. Leave a recorder next to it and see if they will answer the questions. Not to say that spirits can't hear you. Um, Depending on the frequency, they can basically things can get kind of jobbled and mixed
Garbled.
up, so that garbled, and they
Hmm.
may not understand exactly what you're saying. So you never know. Try it and see. I just think it's kind of a cool idea.
Hmm.
I don't think I coined it. I didn't come up with it.
I
I think
think somebody else has done it
somebody
before, but a
already
long
did
time
that
ago.
before. But
Long time ago.
yeah, so yeah, I take no credit for it, but I just think it's a great
Mm-mm.
idea.
Hmm.
You know,
It is.
so and
I like it.
you still have to do that.
I know. I know. I have to do that. But
You're like,
I'm coming off of the whole electrical panel failure.
yeah, right,
So, yeah, I'm still trying to get normalized with yeah. The energy has changed in the house because the panel was changed out. So,
right, right.
I'm
Well, and it's nice that I see, and that happens again. Stop doing that, please. Gosh.
wait a second. Hey Raymond, how are you?
Hey, Raymond.
Do you know
Yeah,
Raymond?
no. Yeah, yes, I do. Briefly. Not briefly, but I mean, I know he's a friend of mine on Facebook.
Cool.
So,
None of my friends are brave enough to come in here.
no. Yeah,
Whatever.
I mean, it's weird that I don't know why
Gary's off messing with your electronics.
he better not be. It's not doing as great as it is. I mean, Gary, stop that. You know.
Yeah, just blame it on Gary. We're just
Nope,
gonna blame it
no,
on Gary.
no, I'm not gonna blame it on Gary.
Oh, blame it on Gary. He loves it.
No. What is speaking of your dog,
Yeah.
talk a little bit about your dog.
Let's see. Diamond was rescued from a situation of where her human mom got diagnosed with cancer and had to rehome her animals, and my friend Jim went off and picked her out. Well, you're in good hands there, Raymond, because I'm a big mouth idiot too. So she is a full-blooded Colby pit, and the
Hmm.
Colby breed of the pits is the original breed of the pit bull.
Hmm.
And she is kind of, I mean, I've always wanted a dog that's normal, that doesn't need to have special care, but she gets afraid of all kinds of things. And I need to be very, I have to ease her into things. And um, I do believe that she may be. I've only had two dogs in my life that were wholly mine.
Hmm.
And Chloe passed away 20 years ago, something like that. I'd have to go
Hmm.
look. But I truly believe that Chloe is here trying to help her with her path, because she exhibits a lot of the same qualities that Chloe had.
Hmm.
And Diamond is just she's just a very sweet little girl.
I,
And
I'm gonna interrupt, but I just wanted to
it's
know,
okay.
does she see spirits?
Oh, that part you want to? Yeah, she does. And I've been watching her because I don't know who it is she's seeing.
Gary.
And well, yeah, now it's Gary. We're going to blame everything on Gary.
Yeah.
But now but she also has watched the floor too. So there's an animal that's been walking around too. And that's
Okay.
not unusual for my house. When it comes to my mediumship, I will absolutely hands down own the fact that I'm an animal medium, period.
Right.
And when
Right.
it comes to humans, I'm a little bit iffy on, but animals, oh, I can read them like there's no, it's
Oh
so
yeah.
wonderful.
Hmm.
And Chloe, actually, when she passed, my son was stationed in Iraq, and she went over there and visited him in where he was staying.
Wow.
He messaged me the next morning. He goes, "Mom, I heard Chloe's caller," because she had a very specific
Hmm.
ring to her collar, and she went over and visited him.
Wow.
And then
So
I
make
had the ghost dog that story's in the book.
okay. Okay. So not to get off track, but make sure you from me to tell your son thank you for his service.
I will. Yep.
Okay. We both
82nd
have
Airborne,
we both have children in the military.
and yours as well.
Yes. Yes. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Um. So talk a little bit about your book coming out.
It is all past editing, minus one story that for some reason got passed. There's 24 stories, not 23. But anyway, so it's all out of editing, and now I'm going through and putting pictures to it. And it may be out by the end of the year it may be end of the year, early part of next year, but it's going to be sooner than thought.
Okay.
It's 24 stories of things that have happened to me in the paranormal world, and they're all actual, true, factual. There are some minor parts of the stories that are dramatized for the reader's pleasure, but most of it is everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
True to,
Hmm.
yep, I'll stand by everything written. Um, all the weird things I've seen, all the weird things I've experienced. I even wrote about my awakening trip, so
Nice.
that's a hard one to write about.
Hmm.
It is. I didn't give it the justice that it deserved yet, because I just don't have the words for it. It
Right.
was
Right.
unbelievable, and it it yeah, it changed my life.
So what's the name of your book?
The Paranormal Pages.
Nice. Nice.
And that leaves room for the Paranormal Pages Volume 2.
Right. Right.
But I got
So
the
everybody
hi
that
guys.
wants to check that out eventually when it comes out, but we will have links on our pages
Yep.
for the paranormal pages by
And if
Kelly Shaffer.
if you pre-order one, the publisher is working on pre-orders right now. And if you pre-order the book, I will make sure that you get a signed copy.
Nice. Okay.
There's Diamond. She's down there. She's down on her little. I don't know if I can get it down. Can I get it down? Let's see. There she is. There she is on one of her pillows.
Nice.
She has several pillows.
Of course.
And she's decided that she would like to sleep underneath my desk when I'm working. So now she has a new pillow.
Nice.
It's underneath the desk.
All right, everybody. This has been an hour of our show.
Yep.
We gave some messages from a couple spirits. So, like I said, you can email me at spiritualrealms0101@gmail.com or Kelly
At let's see, ms.k.schaefer@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or you can do info@k2pn.com.
Okay. Right.
That's the
and
business one.
You'll be able to find this episode on YouTube as well as Facebook and the Parapost Network and the Parallax Network.
And you just don't get to hear us live.
Yeah.
And all the weird things we come up with.
Right. So the show will be uploaded after we get off of this. I will upload it onto every single podcast audio platform there is. You want to check out Good Pods. That's where one of my homes is, and it's a really good new app since Stitcher is now going to be defunct.
Oh, did they go defunct? Oh, wow.
Yeah, Stitcher's going to go bye-bye.
Wow.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah,
but
that was like my main one when I first started listening.
Now it's Good Pods, and also we have a lot of listeners for our show on Apple.
Oh,
that is leading the way right now, on an average for 34, almost 40% a month. So,
interesting. Yeah, I do Spotify myself.
Yeah, I have Spotify too. So, okay, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and it's been a good Monday. Yes, and things, a little bit glitchy here and there, but that's okay because that's where we are. We're a little.
I've been on a leg for the entire show.
Yeah, that's all right, but you're not. That's you're like a half a step behind.
Yeah, I am, and it's funny to watch.
It is, but that's okay. So we want to thank everybody again, and we will see you next Monday.
Next Monday, we will be going over the investigation of the Gaines house and the stables, which is this Saturday. So the Gaines house is Friday and the stables is Saturday. So I got back-to-back investigations this weekend.
Right. So you got some video too that you'll probably be able
I will hopefully have video, yes.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah.
Good. And audio.
Yeah, the Gaines house is just going to have to be video because that place is amazing. I've already sensed one spirit in there, and I've not told anybody but Jim who it is. And we'll see if anybody else can pull it out. But I can't wait to go in there and find him.
Nice.
I will say it is a man, and I can't wait to go in there and get him.
Nice. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We want to take the rest of the day off.
Yes.
So, all right.
No, I can't. I got to go write.
No, I got some chores to do anyways.
Yeah, I got to go write.
All right, everybody.
All right. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.